Good morning, traders on out there. There's a lot of questions on out there. Will China react more than what they've done today? Of course, there's some trade implications that we're taking a look at, but will they do anything actually to the U.S. itself, right? They've done something to Taiwan. We'll see what happens there. We'll take a look at all the earning reports that are out there. There's so much to go through. We need to go ahead and dive right into it. Welcome to none other than live trading with Benzinga. Let's go.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Choi.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Good morning, traders and investors. Let's dive on in and keep working on the process like it says in the intro. This market can be beatable, but you got to have the right process and approach to go ahead and beat the markets. Let's bring on Lord Ryan and Zunaid. What's going on, boys? How we doing?
We're doing all right. How are you doing?
What's going on, man? Good morning, pal.
All right. Well, I will say it's already been too late for Zunaid's haircut, so I'm already going to.
You saying I need one?
Tomorrow he will have a fresh haircut. I'm already calling.
I said I was getting one tomorrow. Don't try to be a fortune
teller.
teller. Don't pretend you're a magic 8-ball.
I checked that 8-ball, baby. Let's go. Let's get into this market. Let's take a look at what my guys are trading. We nailed out some big movers yesterday. We weren't shying away from those stocks that everyone was watching. While they were trading those, we were doing it also. Zunaid knocking out some trades there. Ryan knocking out some trades. Let's go ahead. Let's dive on into it. First one up. I'm not going to lie. Ryan looks ready today. So let's go to Ryan.
Yeah, I was born ready, Mitch. So that's a good read on your part. All right, so let's talk about the stocks that we're going to have in play for day trading opportunities here. I'm going to start with HSDT. This is a stock that is I don't know if we've traded it here before. We've talked about it quite a bit. I've even discussed this on the happy hour. Someone had a question about this a number of months ago. Anyway, we're putting in a really nice formation today, and we're having some wicks that stop at about 240, 260, and 270. So really what I'm looking for here in terms of a plan is a cross through 2 on expanded volume. If that volume continues to expand, I'd love to see a high a day break here. So again, through 2, and then first level to pay attention to is going to be 210. KTRA, this is one of the penny bios that's been running. We'll see if this gets going here. This is not going to be my primary target, but it is worth mentioning. It's up pretty big. We've seen a lot of these go crazy recently. Next is going to be EAR. This is EARGO. This has carved out a huge range here today. So the thing that I'm going to be looking for is, can this curl back up towards the highs? If it can't curl back up towards the highs, this play is likely done or going to go lower. If you want to roll the dice and short a $1.40 stock, that's on you. I'm not going to do that. So unless this can really kind of curl and move through 150, that's kind of the setup that I'm going to be waiting for here. Would be great if we move through 150 and then attack the high at 190. Maybe we could get a nice little trade out of this. APDN. This is going to be a big one here today. So APDN, this is going to be a monkeypox play. We do have a catalyst here. Applied DNA Sciences shares are trading higher on the continued strength after the company initiated analytical validation of a company-developed PCR-based monkeypox virus test that is specific to the genetic signature of the monkeypox virus. So what I would compare this to is, remember when we had some of the PCR test stocks when COVID was around? Those got some big runs. Some of those runs were multi-day runs. They eventually did come back in quite a bit. I would look for the same thing here with APDN. My strategy here would be only very, very small scalps. First of all, as you can see, we've already kind of run quite a bit here. This is an extended chart. This was just kind of humming along, doing its thing at about 69 cents. Now we're up in a 5 handle, and we were as high as 617. So I gotta say, I'm very skeptical of this. It feels extended. However, if the setup is there, it's going to be for a quick trade. I definitely wouldn't hold this overnight, and I definitely wouldn't stick around too long for any of those yanks or pulls. Next one here is going to be SEMI, CEMI, Chem Biodiagnostics. We have definitely traded this. We've definitely traded this on the show. We're going to have earnings tomorrow. We're going to have a conference call tomorrow. It seems to be running ahead of that. We've got a double top here at 138. That's really what I'm going to be looking for. A break above that double top is likely to send this. Might get yanked as soon as it breaks it the first time, but an add on that pullback might be prudent there. Going to be watching SEMI. I think that this one is going to end up getting going today. Next one here is going to, oh no, it's not Ping. Sorry. It's not PSTX. ALNY. This, I believe this is a higher price stock, but had some really, really good news here in terms of its phase 3 study. This PR here from this morning. It's trading higher if the company announced the results from its Apollo B phase 3 study of parit. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Some drug met the primary endpoint, but also met the first secondary endpoint. So really good phase 3 PR here. Probably won't trade this one. This one's pretty expensive, but Zunaid, maybe we should look into some options on this one. I actually don't even know if this has options. Maybe that would give us some opportunity to trade. It does have options. They don't look liquid at all. Yeah. So and they look very, very expensive. So we'll see. AMTD. This has been, stock for the past couple of days. I would expect that this sees more action today. I wouldn't be surprised if this closed down 30% here today or even more. So I also wouldn't necessarily be surprised if it closed up 30% here today. So definitely one to watch. Again, this is one that I'm going to be very, very careful with. I'm certainly not going to overstay my welcome. It feels dangerous to me, but it might give us an opportunity to trade this. One more thing I briefly want to mention here before I turn it over to Zunaid. Moho, this gave a humongous trade yesterday. This is another one of those pennies. I didn't play it, but it's worth noting. Might fire up here again today. So if that's what you're into, you want to take a look at that. And then I believe it was OTIC. OTIC is another penny play here that's carved out a fairly decent range. This might end up going as well. We'll go ahead and see. AEMD, this is one that we've traded before. We're holding about the 220 to 230 here in the range. We had a high as high as what, 308. So if this really gets going and this really gets fired up, I think anything above 240, maybe we could test 3. Those are going to be the stocks that I'm going to be watching here today. I see Tom in the chat talking about CHW, very cheap, just beat, huge dividend and lots of shorts that could drive it much higher. Tom, I really appreciate you bringing this here to the group. This is not something that's on my radar, but we'll definitely keep this on watch here today. The daily chart here, very, very encouraging. We had this nice, huge move, retraced about 80% of it, and it looks like we actually found that bottom and are bouncing off of it. So, Tom, good spot here. I'll keep this one on watch. Unsure how I'm going to trade this. We'll see how the day unfolds, though. All right, Zunaid, what do you got, my man?
Did you know Adele has what's it called? A residency? I don't know what it's called, but she's in Vegas. I didn't know that.
Who's Adele?
I'm sorry, what?
Who's Adele?
Like the singer, the artist?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't listen to that stuff, but now I know who you're talking about.
Sorry, I got sidetracked because while I was looking at stocks, I get an email from Ticketmaster saying you're eligible for an exclusive invitation. I'm like, oh, sweet. Maybe it's in Atlanta. Homegirl's got all her shows in Las Vegas. So anyway, a little distraction there. But hello. It's me. And we're going to go through some stocks now. So let's go ahead and talk about the usual suspects, and then we'll go through some stocks that we went ahead and took care of.
I'm sorry. Alyssa has the best comment of all of them. Your silence was loud. Oh, man.
Like for a second, I was like, am I pronouncing her name wrong? Like I wasn't born here, but I'm pretty sure I nailed that one. I'm pretty sure I got that one on point. But anyway.
That was good.
All right, here we go. Apple. Somebody said you want to work out at 7:30. You must be out your damn mind. Anyway, 162.50 has been the top from yesterday. So we're going to keep an eye on that one in case it decides to go ahead and top out there once again as well. I'll be honest, I kind of want to go ahead and try Apple or near the 160s, but it kind of like peaks below 160 a little bit. So I'm not the biggest fan of Apple yet. You can see it's still within the range that I ultimately had, around the 164s and the 159s or so. So not really doing much there, but now you do have Tesla that is well above 900. Something to kind of keep in mind here. You can see how Tesla kind of a little bit of a chop, went back up, didn't give you the best entry if you believe that. But I want to kind of pay attention to the folks at home around 900. Right. So if you take a look at the 900 level, the range there, if you give yourself plus or minus $5, you can see resistance came back, broke through resistance, and then it went ahead and gave you an opportunity to purchase a smack dab right at 900. And your stop loss could have easily been below VWAP, which was about $6 or so. And it gave you a movement. Then it gave you another chance later on around 130 or so. And then, of course, in the after hours, it went ahead and did the same move as well. And again, I'll keep harping on it. Whole numbers, VWAP, those are your best friends, in my opinion and in my trading experience. What's the game plan today? Hey, we're going to see if it wants to come back down to 900 to test it. I'll probably give it about $5 or so, a crack of about, let's say, 894. So I will be out of the stock. But that's what I've got on Tesla. And of course, if it tries to get towards the 940s, I got to sneeze here. Give me one moment. All right, never mind. 940 or 950 if it tries to sneeze. If it tries to.
All right, you get yourself together here, Zunaid. You get yourself together. Jay called me out on something. I'm going to bail you out here, Zunaid.
Please.
Jay, you're absolutely right. I forgot MDIA. This thing ran to 11 yesterday. We're already seeing some action here in the pre-market. I meant to put this on my list. I got distracted by Zunaid talking about some up-and-coming artist. So I think what we really need here is MDIA to push through 7. This has some pretty huge momentum. It's all going to be about the volume. Okay, Zunaid, hopefully you've been able to gather yourself here. Let's get back to it.
I have. I can't believe we'll wait for Tesla to sneeze near 950s. Anyway, we'll see if it wants to approach 940s, 950s, and we'll try to grab some puts. I don't like this 940 as much anymore, but I'm going to leave it up there for a moment. All right, let's keep moving on. AMD reported earnings, and what do you know? Bounced in the after hours, right at $90. So what we're going to kind of wait and see is how AMD wants to react. I don't have the best levels here, I'll be honest. So I kind of want to see how it reacts, see if any options come in, and I can go ahead and try to go ahead and scalp some to the upside or downside. But I honestly don't really have much on this one. Maybe 96. 96 could be a level right around here. You could see it was support. Then you could see it kind of be resistance here after hours. What we'll keep an eye on. I'm just going to put an alert there just so it kind of gets me there. GOVX, Monkeypox play, nothing there, but you do have support at 280. You can see that after hours and also pre-market as well. So if you like that stock, why not? Monkeypox, all that good stuff. And you've got SIGA coming down a little bit. Don't really have a good read on this one. What was the stock that we played yesterday? I can't even remember.
There were several.
AMTD?
AMTD was one of the big ones.
AMTD.
iLag was another one that I hit.
Yep, iLag is the one that you played. AMTD here. This one was just wild throughout the day. I mean, this was a scalper, definitely not a holder whatsoever. But if this one, it's holding $8 right now, but it did go ahead and come all the way down to 7s. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. Yesterday, we played this one perfectly from the $10 level. I don't necessarily see an opportunity there. Maybe if you're really a risk taker, you can go ahead. And if you want to risk $1 or so, you can go ahead and try to scalp this one from 8s to the upside. I've already, I've had a good start to August. This is not the A+ setup that I personally like, so I'm going to avoid this one, but just reading out what I see there. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Qs. The Qs 315 is an area that I want to see hold. If it holds that, great. We could try to scalp some calls. If it doesn't, break down, comes back and test, we should be good to go. Oh, speaking of breaking down and coming to test, let's go ahead and take a look at AMD's yesterday's action real quick. You can see $100 level right here, right? It popped through 100. It went to 101, came right back down. And then look at how many times here. Let's go ahead and do this action. Look at how many times $100 was resistance, right? So the support did not hold. It became resistance. And I mean, you could have just been scalping this all day. I got a chance to scalp it maybe an hour before close, but you had the opportunity to just continuously scalp it from the $100 and get yourself some money there. So keep an eye on those whole numbers. They really do help you out. But Q's 315 level to keep an eye on for me. And then, of course, let's go on down to the SPY, and we'll see how it behaves around this 411 level. I might even try some puts if it gets to 411-ish. And then, of course, if it gets to, let's say, 411.50, I might be out. And that's how we're going to go ahead and play today. I know Mitch is in the back. If he gives me a thumbs up, we can see if he's got his charts. There you go.
Well,
And the rest is
Zunaid,
yours,
when you were
man.
scalping AMD, were you scalping contracts or were you scalping the actual equity?
I was actually, so the equity. So what I did is I would say sell short $99.90, buy it back at $99.75. Stop loss would be $100.25. So I would just have that every single time.
Gotcha.
And of course, it's not like I got every single move, but I was able to make some money on it. But I will say, going back to AMD, though, if I'm going to talk about my profit, let me talk about my loss. When it broke 100 here, I did go ahead and take a loss on my short because I went short. Same strategy. I went short 99.90s, had a stop loss at 126, and I obviously got stopped out. Did not get it in the money whatsoever. So I did take an L the first time, but then 4 or 5 times after that, I was good to make money on it.
Hello.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
It's me.
Is this Adele person you're talking about?
I don't know if you're being serious or trolling right now.
I do not listen to Adele at all. It's not.
Ryan, I'm going to buy you a nice bottle of wine that I know you like.
Sweet.
And we're going to play some Adele. No worries.
I will drink the wine. You can sit outside with your Adele.
I love it.
You got to have the Adele with the wine, baby. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. I'm going to first start with my loser of the day, but still in it. So I haven't closed the trade, is the swing trade on Starbucks. And this is just kind of one of those things that just goes to show you. This market and earnings report has no logic to it. What I mean by no logic to it is that Starbucks not even coming in here with good numbers, yet still performing well here. The same way it is in this market where you can see AMD kind of perform well and come down also. So, I mean, Starbucks there, we're going to see what happens here. They did beat, but it wasn't by much. And what I saw in the long run is that they're kind of going to get hit on employee raises. They mentioned a couple of concerns with the unions in their earnings report. It's up there to 86. So right now, I mean, definitely away from my entry. My entry was 85.22s. We were down to 84 yesterday, right near the close. It even cracked 84. We're down to 83. We got to 83.62. So it was looking really well. Now we're back above the 85s here. So I'm going to give it a second to see if it just tanks out the gates. But I'll probably just cut this one. Good thing is it's a smaller position. Now let's go to the good swings, right? Let's go to the DraftKings, baby. It's Wednesday. We're one day away from the NFL preseason start. And wouldn't you know it, DraftKings is about to pay me, baby. We're going to see if it gets through 16 today. It has a high of $15.99 there in the pre-market. Let's see if it can get through 16. I'll take half of it off there. Look for it to rise above that 16 today. More than likely selling it into today's move. If it can continue into the green, I'll probably just sell out before even the preseason hits, because what this could do for me is essentially I could make the gain before the catalyst even hits the tape. And I think that could be kind of more the buy the rumors, sell the news event. I don't want to get caught in this, so I'm more than fine with taking a nice gain. Same thing for Penn. If it can get back above 36.88, that's going to be an 8% gain. I'll start taking some profits there and look to continue. DKNG is actually going to be a bigger percentage-wise gain. That's around from the 1380s up there towards 16. That's going to be close to 16%, 15.5% gain in just about 2 days there in DraftKings. Not bad. We'll see what happens with those. Let's get out of the swing trades. Let's take a look at what we're going to look at today. Of course, oil is on my mind like it was yesterday. Made a killer trade towards the end there in Gush. So I'm going to watch oil today to see what happens. Of course, OPEC Plus boosting oil by 100,000 barrels a day. But this is just a drop in the bucket of what is needed here. And the U.S. has been trying everything they could do to get the supply back to the markets. They even released their reserves. They don't have any more there to kind of release. And OPEC output being boosted by 100,000 barrels is nowhere near enough. You're seeing oil start pushing in pre-market. I'm going to look for a nice rip today. We'll see what happens in ExxonMobil and some of these oil plays. Solar is where I'll call out a red. The hell's going on there? Solar is where I would call a red flag out there today. Be careful on out there in solar names today. We're starting to see a turnaround there, and these stocks have ripped through the roof, so you could see some pullback in some solar names.
This is how people get canceled.
Wow.
I was stretching.
Wow. You
What?
were so loud, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my Lord.
Emotion.
Sounded like Adele
Oh,
right
man.
there.
Nah, relax. My voice is no, it's not. Never mind. I'm not even gonna try to cap.
That's a compliment, Zunaid.
It was not a
I mean,
compliment.
no, it's cool because like you guys know this. My cousin's staying with me, and he was just saying bye because he's going to work. He's got like his presentation. I like got his shirt dry cleaned and stuff. Yesterday,
He's
we made,
all ready.
I know, right? Yesterday we made tacos for Taco Tuesday. It was great. It was a fun time. Good stuff. And then, like
Let's
right now,
go.
I was like, hey, make sure you get a banana on your way out. So pretty much, I mean, I'm like a father, is what I'm saying. You know.
Rosie asking me if I'm buying puts on Gush. No, if I wanted to buy or go short on Gush, what I would look at the inverse and look at drip. So drip and Gush are 2-time leverage vehicles. They're for oil. They're meant to be day traded, of course. Just reminding that. So if you're doing puts, it would probably have to be a kind of a daily type of trade. But it's all about what you like. I mean, Gush is towards the upside. Drip is towards the downside. So when drip goes up, oil's moving down, and the opposite there for Gush. All right, there's the bell, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's just do some trading.
HSDT first move is down.
I'll put Zunaid's quick trades up.
Yeah, you've got AMD that's seeing some call action coming in here, so wouldn't be surprised if we see a pop to 95 here. I'm going to go ahead and it already went. Never mind. No, I won't. Damn it. I was trying to get it in the low 50s, but it already moved 25 cents, so I'm not going to flirt with it. But you do have the AMD 110 calls coming in. It's nothing crazy, but just something to keep an eye on in case this one decides to go back up.
Starbucks is crushing down at the gates here. Went from 86 down there towards pretty much my entry right now. We're going to see if it could crack 85 here and continue down. Well, about to stick into the green for Starbucks. We'll see what happens there.
No quick trades for me, apparently.
Yeah, nothing for me out of the open there either. HSDT really kind of struggling with 2 here.
Boom, right through that 85. We're going to keep that swing on Starbucks for right now. 85.50s above that is what get me out. VWAP is at 85.55. So anything above VWAP, really, we don't want to see it hold.
I didn't know this was a song, Hex Pony, but I'll be sure to check it out. I do love me some Lil Jon, especially since I'm from Atlanta.
DraftKings trying to get through that 16 here, baby. It went up to 15.95. Are we going to get it through 16? Let's go.
HSDT for now moving up here.
Got up there to 15.95, looking for that next leg up on DraftKings to take half off.
FYI, my Thinkorswim here, I'm getting a disconnected price from the actual price ladder.
HS what now?
There we go. Okay, no, it's better now. HSDT might be halted.
HSDT
might get halted here. MDIA halted. HSDT halted. Okay.
Damn. You've got Tesla trying to make a move above 928. Hasn't given me the chance to get in the stock around the 904s, 905s. Yeah, AMD. Let's AMD. You've got if you wanted to go long AMD, you could risk 50 cents.
Covering half here of Penn at 36.90s, trying to get it out on the offer there.
I'm going to try a little bit, just a small size, 10%, just because I have an itch here on AMD. Got filled at 94.62. Stop loss is going to be low a day.
Boom, just got half of it out there at 96.88s there for Penn. 8% on the first shares. Not going to look for it to continue going there. And DKNG going to cover some into the 1605s if we break through 16.
First profits for me on AMD is going to be 94. Okay, just got filled 94.92. I'm out half And the rest, I'm going to see if it wants to continue. And yes, it does. Sorry, let's take another one piece.
PLTR is popping. Just FYI, I am trying to exit 4 of my 10 contracts at 50 cents. So I'm looking to book some of those profits. I'm currently at 110% profit. Normally, I like to take half off at 100%. This has some pretty good momentum here. I think I might actually be able to get a little bit more on these contracts. So I'm not going to sell half. I'm going to sell a little bit less, make the trade free, and keep hanging on to it since I have 79 days left on those contracts.
AMD with a 1.5. I'm already out of this one, but if you aren't, please, for the love of God, scale out and get out.
We'll let you guys know healthcare leading Moderna, really strong chart today. I like that one after their earnings report, pushing on up there. We'll see if it can continue to move.
That's up on buyback, right?
It's also earnings, but yeah, buyback does help.
Yeah, what was the forward look ahead here? Yeah, $3 billion in buyback. Because the reason I'm asking Mitch is because Q2 EPS and sales, that's in the past. I want to know what the outlook is going forward here. I didn't go through it yet. The buyback.
Moderna, it's been a pretty chart there. It's been setting up here at the 160s for a while now. So I'm pretty sure some bigger traders are in this one, and it's starting to ride there. Biotech's up 3% today. A lot of that with Moderna.
Semi, maybe this can set up for us. Really
Gilead also reported, also making a strong upside move right out the gates there. So you can look at Gilead Science. Yeah, a lot of these kind of moving on up there.
I'm going to put an order out to purchase AMD at 95.15s if I could get it. We've already had nice open. Nope, didn't put that order in there correctly. 95.15s if we got a chance to buy it. And why is that? Because 1, it's a hold number, and 2, you've got VWAP here on the 5-minute near that area as well. So I'm hoping before it cracks 96, it comes back, picks me up on the bus, and then rides its way up. That's the game plan I've got.
Interesting one is NTLA.
It's really a gene editor. That was a big one.
Yeah, really strong day, up about 17%. Look for the pullback towards 74 here. We'll see what happens. Glad I was able to take some profit there in Penn. DraftKings coming down and rejecting the 16 breakout. Should have maybe taken 15.95s. It was a little bit greedy there, going for 16, but going to let it continue to work up there towards that because that's our reward target. We'll see if we get it back.
Hey, way to go, George. Or not. Yeah, well, nope, George, not yours. But way to go, Edson. I took smaller size or else I would have been done for the day as well, but we still continue to grind.
Awesome job there, guys.
All right, there's AMD rejecting 96 one more time, waiting for it to come back and pick me up at 95.15s. By the way, Hood, let's see if it cracks that $100.
Yeah, remember Hood cut some more jobs. This is this type of market where they give you a horrible catalyst and then it's going up. This is this type of market, guys. If you try to put logic into the market, sometimes you're just going to end up scratching your head. There's no reason why Hood should be going up today, but that doesn't matter. It is.
Oh, PSTX popped there. I'm long 375 on PSTX. So we'll see if we can keep going here. They brought in a huge bid. Would like to see this attack forward. We were as high as 459 earlier. PSTX. Let me bring it up on the screen.
And also, Mitch, Keith wants to know what ticker you were just mentioning.
NTLA. NTLA, not M.
As in Nancy?
TA. Yeah, Nancy. Be careful with the spread on that one. I'm seeing it about
out PSTX.
60 cents.
There's a nice start to the day. All right.
Here's a cheap one making a move. ENDP. I know you know that one probably, Ryan. Have you ever?
Yep.
ENDP. Nice little
this
ride
is a penny
on up.
one. This is a penny play, but man, look at how strong this is out of the gate. Not in this.
Got you guys. PSTX is another one that I'd give. This one looks good for a $4 pop today.
That's what I just scalped. I actually just took the gains on PSTX. So looking for this to set up again. I got a high here at 390. That's their VWAP as well. So interesting setup here on PSTX.
Yeah,
just to test my theory, I'm going to go short Apple here at 162.37. My stop loss is going to be, where is my goddamn stop? 162.60s. It's going to be my stop loss, which may be hit here in a few seconds.
NMTC trying to get through $2. Huge day already, 56% up. So a lot of these are biotechs that I'm calling out here, medical device names. So a lot of it in healthcare that is making a big push.
And MDIA really struggling here. We had that halt down.
Stopped out.
I haven't taken any day trades today. Starbucks is back in the green for me and just going to continue to work on DraftKings and Penn. We'll see if I get into some trades right now.
Alyssa, way to clip that. I love it.
HSDT looks like it's going to be halted at 250. Unfortunately, I'm long 1,000 shares here, so I'm actually in this halt.
Hey, you guys see Solar getting hit hard. Solar getting hit hard today. I talked about that, the red flag of the day. There you guys see an SEDG down 16%. Look for ENPH to follow that. I'm going to look for a VWAP fade on ENPH. It needs to come back to VWAP, though. I already kind of did it once.
Hey, buddy. So I'm gonna wait for HSDT to open here. Since I'm trapped in this halt, I'm not going to bring up any other tickers until we're done here or until this opens up.
Wait, you're in a halt right now?
Yeah, I'm long on HSDT and it just got halted again.
Well, it went to the upside though, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping that it pops here, but you never know with these halts.
So let's talk about this. And Mitch, interrupt us obviously if you have something going on. Are you going to set a limit order in terms of where you want it to go in case it spikes to that, or how are you going to try to gauge the situation here?
Generally, I don't have a limit order set. Generally speaking, what I do in this situation, which I try to avoid, by the way, is I have a button on. I have the flatten now button on Thinkorswim Zunaid. So if this pops and just opens up, higher, I'm probably just going to flatten it. The one thing that I don't, we've seen this a lot with some of these other stocks like HKD, and this is not an HKD situation. Don't get it twisted, but we've seen this before where these stocks can, open and then quickly get halted again. I don't want to be in this. Yeah. I'd rather be in a stock that kind of grinds up, that doesn't halt, where I can actually, get in and out at certain points. So
starter there, NTLA.
I hear you.
I'm going to flatten it.
Got a starter at NTLA there at 74.39s.
I like that. NTLA is my favorite of those gene editors, by the way.
I'm trying to add into this one. You got to understand that the spread is wide. And so the entry here is off the offer. And so I got to give myself a chance for it to come back below 74 and add. I will add if it does go below that 74. I have an order sitting at 73.98. Looking for this to get back to 76. So we're talking what? We're talking about $1.60 on the reward side. Let's see if we get that. That's back up through the 76. We'll take half of it off there. Look for the extension through 77.
Let's see what else we've got. Tesla bounced from VWAP there around the 922.50s. Did not give me the entry near 900.
Tesla.
Morning, Born. Oh, by the way, Born, I'm glad you're here. I gave the announcement for the happy hour fantasy football. A number of other people really want you to play again so they can take a run at the king and try to snatch that title back. So let me know if you're interested in that. If you can shoot me an email, I'll get you in there.
Don't worry, Born. I'll come ruin your day. Oh, the rug pull on Ryan.
Wait, did you do that?
No, he got rug pulled.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Accidentally hit the wrong button there. Sorry about that.
The rug pull on you, man.
I'm just glad you didn't hit end broadcast.
Yeah, no, I have my mouse. The button that's on my thumb on my mouse is
the back.
You hit the back. So I do that all the time. I hate that.
It sucks. It's super annoying.
This
anyway,
is the type of mouse I have. I love it. Nice.
Yeah, I think we got the same mouse, bro.
Yeah, it's nice.
The same mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Nothing like those China mouses.
Mine's Razer. So anyway.
Oh, sorry. Fancy.
Whoa. Simmer down.
What you looking at, my friend? How's the halt? Was it a 5-minute halt, 10-minute halt? What do you think here?
Let's see if we, let me see if I got a code here. Description. Halted on volatility.
That's fine.
Okay.
Expected to resume at, it's a 5-minute halt, so this should be open pretty soon.
Interesting.
43 should be open.
Go ahead and try some Tesla here. I'll tell you exactly what my fill is. It's going to be just one contract, so I have more wiggle room. I bought the Tesla 980 calls expiring this week. I got filled at 534s. Excuse me, 535. Just one contract. Uno.
Lol. This is an awesome. There we go. It's open. HSDT open. I'm out. That was nice. Okay. That was nice. So I normally don't like halts, but when they work for me, I guess I open up to them a little bit more. So nice little gain there. We're in the green today. 2 for 2.
Go fill there on that pullback for NTLA for me. I wanted it to fill that at the 73.98. It went to a bid of 81, but nothing really hit for me. That's why you got to be careful when you're playing those big spreads. You could just not even get hit in between there.
Kindred Duke, yes, absolutely. Shoot me an email. I'm creating a spreadsheet with all the people that are interested.
I starting to head
Yes.
down there. Just be careful, guys. I feel like we could get a flush down today.
Yes, Buffalo, I was about to answer your question. When I hit flatten all, it sells my position at market. By the way, halted to the downside at 250 on HSDT. This is exactly why when Zunaid was asking me what I'm going to do, I said I'm just going to flatten it before the next halt. Next halt is to the downside here. I don't want any part of that smoke. So I got my money. I'll move on now.
I love it. If you're looking to get into HSDT, might be interesting to go and put a buy order if you can have an appetite for the risk around 222s, because that's where I've got VWAP on the 10-minute. And there goes Apple coming down a little bit to the 162.34s. AMD 97.20 is a high on AMD. Keith doesn't think AMTD is done. Well, let's see where it is at the moment. All right, $8 is the low. $8 is the low. Well, there you go. We talked about $8 touching and giving you about 50 cents almost. Again, I didn't take the trade because it wasn't the perfect setup, but it looks like that pre-market low did hold on $8. And there's Apple coming down some more. VWAP is around 162 if you're interested to the long side. A crack of 161.50 should be an out for you.
MDIA might be finding a bottom and curling here. Keep that on watch.
Oh, I bet you my Tesla's getting killed, huh? Yeah, you bet your ass it is. Let's see what those contracts are at now.
So the starter size is usually a third, Mohammed. So I'm just thinking about it in thirds. So let's say if for some reason I wanted to do 90 shares, I'm doing 30 first, watching the price action, seeing what happens. If I get washed out immediately, well, it's just a 30 share risk out. If I do see the price action following in what I feel is the right way, I could hit that second ad. And a lot of times these are going to be to improve my average cost, not to make it worse, right? I'm not really trying to add on the breakouts because it's a lot of fake outs in this market. I'm just trying to add on the pullbacks and be measured in on the share size.
Well, we're going to take an L on Tesla.
Tesla coming back down. Market was coming down fast there. I have a feeling that we could get a flush down today. Reason why I feel that way is that I feel like a lot of people are starting to get bullish. And because China news didn't really hit hard, I think that some people are thinking, oh, today the bulls are back. That can easily be a flip. We'll see what happens.
Again, Apple near VWAP. I'm not in the trade. I was just short from the highs. I've got maybe like 100 shares left, but I want to see it crack VWAP and head back down to 161s. It's always kind of dumb when you go long a stock and short another, but it is what
Canceling my NTLA order is just kind of flickering around here on the bid and the offer, so I'm looking for it to drop down, and I can just add the shares really quickly. I've been getting filled in between the spreads, so want to wait here.
SPY went ahead and bounced exactly from the 410 level. I didn't even pay attention to that. That's on me. But a beautiful bounce from that 410 gave you about 1.5 points.
Oh my God, that's so slow. Oh, I did get filled. APDN filled at 480, looking for a push here. Stop going to be, oh my gosh, I'm right at the stop. Nope, keep pushing. Oh my gosh, keep going. Looked like they reloaded some shares there at 480, which is interesting. Here we go. Here we go. APDN starting to go here. See if it can break this seller. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more. There we go. APDN. All right, I'll take that right here. Wait for another setup.
Nice trade.
Put your charts back up, my friend, when you get a chance.
Especially when it comes up near $5 resistance.
Trying to add here an NTLA, still no fill, but just battling in here. The spread gets wide sometimes, so just be careful out there, traders.
VWAP can be money for sure. It's not 100% like anything else in life, or like nothing else in life, but.
Rush coming back there, guys. We had a quick drop in oil, and now that's coming back. We'll see what happens there.
APDN still moving here. Sweet.
Yeah, feel free to put your charts up again, Ryan, since you had.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
No worries, dude.
Mitch, I think, just told me that, and I straight up ignored him.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Sorry, Mitch. No
Apple trying to make a high a day. How many shares I got left? Just about 100 now. Don't you
Moderna
dare
just straight up out the open, guys. That was a nice
MPIA
one today.
breaking down.
There you go. NTLA looking good here now. I'm not going to be able to get probably my ad. I'll just let this trade go and just keep working. With the Moderna working well, I feel like this NTLA is going to do well. But, of course, that's because of the industry outlook. We'll see what happens.
My average short on Apple is 162.60s.
PayPal trying to come back there, guys, at VWAP. If you guys want to take a look at that. I feel like we missed our chance to maybe swing PayPal. Now it could come back down. But to each his own there. SoFi was doing well in the pre-market. Let's see how it's doing now. Still pushing. SoFi trying to get through the 8, guys. If you're going to take a look at a big mover today, SoFi up 23%. SOS moving up there, guys. I know that stock's probably heavily shorted. If you want to take a look at that, SOS moving up today. Keep watch. Maybe you can get to 675 today.
Little frustration here as PayPal went ahead and bounced from that $100 level. Just only dipped 14 cents below. I even had this one to keep an eye on last night.
KRKR has some size at 75 that if we take out, we could pop. I could easily see this going above 180 pretty quickly. Size at 105 here. I'm long KRKR 175 for a break above and a pop.
Damn it.
Why are you whispering, Zunaid?
Yeah, just a frustration with PayPal. It's $100 level. Just bad. That's just bad on me.
Yeah, no, I know how that goes, Zunaid. I share that with you. I whisper at that too sometimes when I'm frustrated at what I think should be working.
I am short Apple though, so thankfully that's working out okay for me. Again, my average.
DraftKings, you're right.
62.60.
I got hit on that push up above the 16. There you guys have it. Taking half off there at 16.05s. Not a bad trade so far in DraftKings. That's a almost 16% gain there in DraftKings in about 2 to 3 days. So looks like the seasonality trade, the NFL season trade worked, baby. It's been yearly for me. Was able to nail it last year. Now I'm nailing it this year. I'm going to keep this one on my radar. The Tupperware is ripping, guys. Tup. Look at that push. It's the dash for trash when the Tupperware is ripping through the roof. Trash, baby. Who's got some trash stocks that are moving?
Yeah, let us know. Apple trying to come back and push towards the highs. Amazon near 137s in VWAP. Don't do it, Apple. Don't do it,
Norton
Apple.
LifeLock, man. Moving on up. Interesting chart today. NLOK, NLOK.
I have been disconnected from video games in my younger years by Norton and other antivirus softwares so many times that I cannot possibly justify buying them.
Man, Norton did you wrong.
Yeah, they sure did, man. That stuff might as well be malware as far as I'm concerned.
I'm going to cut my short here on Apple. Made money when it came down to test VWAP. But the 10% that I had left, I'm going to go ahead and cut here.
GM pulling back big there. We'll see what happens on that. All right, I've been taking my shot in this NTLA for a while now. Part of me wants to jump on the offer, but it's going to put me up in the spread about 30 or 40 cents. And so I haven't been able to get filled underneath 74. I've had an order sitting there for a while. Every time it comes down there, no fill. So we'll see what happens here. If it's just going to take off with the small amount piece that I have, let it go. GM pulling back, interesting chart there. MOS also pulling on back there. Gilead ripping, guys. That was a beautiful move. I called this one out earlier with the Moderna move. Look at that VWAP bounce. Went to VWAP a low of 61.33, VWAP at 61.31. Pushed right back through the highs. Now back up there. Gilead up about 5% today. Biotech having a really good day today, guys.
KRKR still hitting that 175. Jingle Thacker asking what are some levels on APDN. I was just looking at that here. Next level that I have here is going to be 617. Maybe you get a little bit of resistance there at 6, round number, reversal spot on the chart, but these are going to be the levels. As far as downside levels go, one I'm going to be watching is right in here and right in here. 530, 505. So pretty big range here on this stock. We'll see where it ends up. I'm out of my scalp right now. I'm happy with the money that I made.
Love that hourly pullback it just put in at 455s. It went actually to a low of 446 on that. So it's 455 is the hourly support. It comes back to it, and look how quickly it's back up there. That's why I like hourly support on these cheaper names. It gives you an ability to catch it on the pullback, then catch it on the rip, but it's always what you want to trade.
You've got Amazon testing high a day.
$175 on KKR, or excuse me, KRKR cleared out. So let's see if we can push above that 175 level. Had a pre-market high of 183.
Ford pulling on back there. GM around the VWAP also. If you guys want to take a look at those. What's up, guys? What are you guys watching?
DKNG calls coming in. KKR moving, KRKR moving more. Boy, I got to get this pronunciation right. I'm going to screw somebody up.
Hanging out.
Let's see what Meta's
Only in NTLA. Doing the same old thing.
KRKR going 185 next spot there. A little bit of size. See if they end up taking that out. Oh, rejected. There we go. Back on it. Let's see. Come on. Take that out. Nope. Yanked it back down.
That APDN is in industrials, and industrials is actually down from the open. So just be careful there. Utilities leading us down today. Basic materials leading us down. What's leaking in basic materials? It looks like copper and silver. So I would think that probably you're seeing the dollar up today. But I have to take a look at that. I don't have it on this thing.
Out KRKR. We'll wait for a setup on the 185 break. Putting all the money in my pocket today, folks. Putting it all 3 for 3 on day trades.
You go, bro. Now run. Run, I tell you.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 4 for 4. PSTX, KRKR, APDN, and HSDT all to the upside today.
Hey, nice. Way to go, man.
That's what I like to hear, baby. S-Bucks, what's up? Just slightly above VWAP here.
Put the Fisher transform. What is that?
Fisher.
I don't know what that is.
It's an indicator, man.
Thank you, community, for being so nice and awesome.
It's an interesting one.
Real quick, where was that question? MDIA, any view about it? Zakia, this had a wild day yesterday, so I'm kind of keeping it on the back burner because I think it can really kind of take off, but it needs volume. So the thought is here, your entry trigger is going to be when you see that volume expand, that's the time to start looking to buy. Until then, you're likely to see some of these pullbacks where they just yank it under the price. Hope that helps.
All right, NTLA now starting to make that push towards 75. Let's see if we can get through that 75. Take out the 76 towards the upside. High of the day is at 76.45. We could possibly get a move up there towards 77 on this. Let's see what happens. Smaller moves. I'm giving it some room to run. We'll see what happens here. Got in off the VWAP. Bros, says Hex Pony. Well, I'm kind of shorting Starbucks, so it's kind of be weird to long bros. Maybe if I wanted a pairs trade there, but I don't think it would make sense if I was long on bros and then.
Did you see the Starbucks. Donkey Kong calls come in, Mitch?
No, I'm trying not to pay attention to Donkey Kong anymore. But
okay.
They do have earnings on a Friday, so I don't think I want to be in by the time earnings hit. But I'm just trying to ride the wave right into the preseason game, which is tomorrow, right? And so I think if I can really get another layer up on DraftKings, I'll just probably get out. So let's say a move towards what's the next resistance for me on the hourly. Let's take a look here. I definitely had that 16 drawn out, but from there. Next level up is 17.25. So let's get to 17. If we get to 17, that's going to be a monster move for us here. That we're talking about what, like almost a 23% gain there if we can get it to 17 today. So we'll see if we can get that. If it does get up there, it's not a bad trade. Even closing it here at 16, I mean that would be 16% in 3 days. Not a bad swing trade at all.
KRKR holding up here at this 185 spot. We'll see if it can go.
10 a.m. numbers just hit. I knew there was some 10 a.m. numbers that we needed to pay attention to. So let's take a look at that, see how it's affecting the market. We've got some economic data that should be coming in here.
Harrison asking PSTX curling. Yes, absolutely. In fact, it broke out of the formation there. It was the pop of through 362 that sent it. We've got 370 so far, got VWAP at 380, got highs at 390. So that's what we're looking at here on this run up. It is absolutely curling.
You get ISM non-manufacturing PMI to hit at 10 a.m. Let me get those numbers for us.
One of the things to keep in mind, Harrison, is that if you're playing this consolidation area for a pop above, you probably have some day traders like myself selling into this move. So that would be one thing to consider. For me here, one of the things that I'd be waiting for is for it to rehold 362 or break through that 380, 381 area of VWAP.
I'm going to try a little bit of a riskier trade. It's only going to take a couple of contracts. I'm going to try the 139 calls on Amazon expiring this week. I got filled at $1.44. The reason it's a risky trade is because I was waiting for it to come to 137s, but it hasn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and get myself in that trade.
That's nice, Zunaid. I'll be honest. I'm really disappointed in myself. I really did want to add some Amazon after this split, and I really haven't yet. I'm still kind of playing around with some of my other investment positions and waiting some stuff out. So kudos to you for at least trading it. That's going to help keep it front of your mind there.
No worries, man. And look how well the 100 level held.
Okay, PMI here, ISM non-manufacturing PMI coming in at 56.7. The estimate was 53.5. Prior was 55.3. So actually a slight tick up. That's a good sign there, PMI.
Hex Pony says BBIG, sheesh, 67 cents. I'm old enough to remember when people were telling me that was going to go to 40 when we were calling it a scam here months ago. So there's PSTX through that VWAP at 380. Starting to get a little heat here.
I had people sign that in my yearbook, so I hear you, man.
What was the best yearbook signing you've ever had?
Kit.
What?
Kit.
Keep in touch is the best. That's the best.
I'll be honest. I have no idea what it was, but I also wasn't like very social in high school. I'm not gonna pretend like I was.
Okay, so I had a jokester that I was friends with in high school. My senior year, he took my yearbook, went to some of those blank pages, drew a butt cheek on each side of the crease, and then said, "First one to sign on your crack."
Wow.
So
what a creative guy.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty creative. I mean, it wasn't like explicit or anything. It was kind of funny more than anything else.
Yeah.
And I actually
True question is,
I bet I could dig that out if I tried.
The true question, was he the first?
Yes, Mitch. Yes.
That is a good question. I didn't even think about asking that one. That's solid question.
Yo, Daniel Torres. Apparently this is a joke that's gotten around. Daniel Torres has heard about this before. Lol.
All right, trying to get this through 76 here. NTLA not looking bad there. Let's go. Let's go. Sound that alarm. Let's keep it going. Doing well today. Daniel said he was the first. I don't know if he's excited about that or not.
I have no comment on this discussion.
You're not getting in line?
Nope. Apple. If Apple can get to the 165 area, that could be a nice area to kind of try to scalp some shorts. But again, I am in Amazon. I am long Amazon. I am long the 139 calls expiring this week. I got filled at $1.44, and then I bought some more. So my average price is now $1.46.
Come on, NTLA.
I am right at break even.
All right. Time to catch up.
Hey, if anyone in the chat has any Thinkorswim scripts regarding the 30-minute opening range breakout or something like that, let me know. I'm interested in trying some of that stuff out.
Oh, PSTX just busted through 390. Had a high at 397, immediately yanked. This thing looks like this wants to go higher. 459, your high of yesterday. Oh my gosh, the volume is huge too.
SoFi.
Here comes a pull. So I'm not in this right now. I'd like to add on the pullback though, maybe. VWAP 381. Yeah, they bounced it right off that. That's crazy. 397 high, new highs now.
Apple
Yank.
pushing. Hey, Apple pushing. There you go, DKNG. Get on up there, baby. 10. Come on, man. We're trying to go away from this. Not come down. Let's go. Lodging up 1.01%. Let's see what's doing well there. The Hilton, right off the VWAP right now. See how Airbnb is doing after their earnings. They're coming up today. Not looking too bad. I know I'm keeping a close eye on Airbnb. If it ever comes back through 120, But for right now, it is trying to fill in some gaps. Could make a move towards 115 today.
Man, PSTX, that was a huge move right there. Huge move right there.
Is that the one that was at the 350s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hourly support, man. I love that hourly
Here,
support.
let me put it up on your chart because you're absolutely right on that.
Yeah, it happens too often.
You talk
guys.
about this all the time too, Mitch. Kudos to you.
You know what the main thing is? Majority of traders get washed out in those periods. And there's longer term traders that are coming into this with smaller size that are adding at those points. And I mean, think about it overall. I've thought about like certain one of these, like some of these run massive, like massively, right? And so even a small share size, I know that majority of people would probably never trade, let's say a $4 stock with 50 shares, but that gives you an ability to actually kind of get around some of the volatility. You don't get wigged out when the stock goes down 10 or 15 cents when you have a very small share size. Now, if you have 3,000 shares or 5,000 shares put on, you see the stock go down 25 cents and it's only a $3.75 stock. Yeah, that'll put some scare into you, right? And so that's the only thing that I can think reason why that happens often.
Yeah, Voodoo, you've already have my email address to send that my way. Someone else said they had a 30-minute script. Sludge, feel free to send that my way. I went and put my email address.
Yeah, Zunaid, would you do me a favor and forward those to me as well? I'm definitely interested in looking into Thinkorswim scripts.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll forward it as soon as I get it.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Voodoo.
PTLR looking strong again here. Let's see if PTLR can move to highs. Still sitting at that. Still trying to sell off some of my contracts here. Someone asked yesterday. I couldn't remember who it is, but I'm looking to sell. What is it? What would it be? 2/5. 2/5.
You're going to 20%. Okay.
Someone asked me about this yesterday, and I also told them that the ticker was PTLR. So I'm still trying to get stuff together here. Remember, the calls I'm in are the 14 calls. We seem to have, looks to me like next spot we're going to try here is probably 1250. Let's see if we can make a move towards 1250.
Yeah, I'm interesting here off the 37.25 level. Ford also is interesting. Similar levels, similar charts, almost identical. I'm still in this NTLA. Trying to figure out what I do with this, but oh well, just holding it on for right now. Starbucks is probably the one that I'm probably just going to close. It's not really cracking or doing anything.
Look, Hood, just a huge move here today. I was actually just talking to one of my mentors here. He was saying that Kathy portfolio looks good today.
Yeah, Hood cracked above 10 and just
NTLA too. Mitch was trading that earlier.
Mm-hmm. Amazon finally starting to go. You've got Meta calls coming in as well. KSPN halted to the upside.
Meta. All right, going to give it one last shot here on Starbucks. Just added there above my entry. Like I talk about, it's usually going to be above my entry. Now the stop is 85.50. I can actually set the stop here because I definitely don't want it past that level. So this gives me an ability to just go ahead. And now we're averaged in on Starbucks at 85.25. And I can just look for the takedown from this level. If it gets back towards that 85.50, I'll get stopped out. And so be it. It'll be a small stop out there, about 25 cents. Was looking for it. And this has already come down to about 83. Was looking towards a move to 80. That's about 5 points there. I'm willing to risk 25 cents for 5 points. Let's do it. Trevor, yes. The Donkey Kong can keep doing its thing. I'm just not trying to talk about it too much. MSTR. Oh, it's ripping even though Michael Saylor sailed away, guys. This is insane. I don't know how. This just shows me that this market has no logic. Why the hell is MicroStrategy up today? Even though the CEO said, peace out.
If I could get Zunaid to sing "Sail Away" by Enya right now, I would be super happy. That would
I
really,
don't know the song.
man. But you know Adele. That's crazy.
I know the artist that you just spoke of. I just don't know if I know the song by name. You've got Ford, by the way. Someone wants us to take a look at Ford. It's approaching VWAP here near 1580s. If it cracks above it, it's a good way to go long. You can have a stop loss at around 1560s.
I just talked about it.
Oh, well,
Guys,
someone didn't pay attention to you, I guess.
Guys, come on. Come on. I just talked about GM and Ford.
But you didn't talk about it enough, Mitch.
I guess.
You're too focused on DraftKings. That's what they're saying.
I just talked about GM off of the level. I said 37.25s. I said Ford,
Amazon,
same looking chart.
Amazon's been in this break-even contract price for me for like a goddamn hour at this point. Waiting for it to break out of this level and continues its march towards 139. So we'll see if we get it.
I don't know. That whole CEO leaving kind of thing is usually like, I'm trying to go to the Cayman Islands. You guys can end up being bankrupt. But it's up to you guys what you guys want to hang out in.
All right, what is it? Enya Sail? What is it?
Sail Away. As soon as you hear it, you'll be like, I've heard this before. It's been on like a billion infomercials.
What is that? The Titanic song?
Oh, Alyssa clipped the Who's a Tell.
Yeah, she did.
Man. Hell yeah, Alyssa. Hell yeah. I'm retweeting that. I can't. Oh, I'm going to take so much heat for this. You bet. Oh.
I actually don't think I've ever heard this one.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Sail Away.
I guess I'm dating myself here.
I mean, yeah. Maybe.
A little bit.
I think you're barely the oldest here. I don't know.
Let's say that.
Yeah, let's say that.
I think Mitch is the youngest and I'm in the middle.
I wish.
KKR
Wait,
through that 185 spot. Didn't take it, by the way. Didn't do it.
We don't talk about it.
There's no way you're older than me.
I'm an old fart, man.
All right, how old?
But I look young, baby.
How old are
Feel
you?
young. Lift like I'm young.
Amazon to the upside. Don't
Maybe
dodge
trade
the
like
question.
I'm young too, but
How old are you? Don't dodge it. Don't dodge it. Amazon moving to the upside.
I'll let
138.50s.
the chat kind of give some guesses out there.
I'm gonna say you're 31 max.
We'll see.
Becca says I'm probably older than Ryan. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know.
You see this? This is what I'm talking about. This is why we don't talk about it.
I mean, you're the one who started this. You could just say your age. You're looking good.
49.
Mitch
I'm
is
a
not
fart.
a day older than 26. Take that.
I thought you were gonna say at least 13, like fried chicken. Nah, they got it pretty much dead on, but pretty much
Yes,
32.
Sometimes if you're not a fan, pretty much 32.
Yeah, pretty much, because I
sometimes-
mean I'm like a couple months away from 32, so like a couple months.
Sometimes the CEO isn't doing that well, which obviously was not necessarily the case in Bezos. What I'm talking about for MSTR, the market will say yoo-hoo, so it's not abnormal. PSTX pushing.
Becca, you did beat me. I am 38. So we're close, but you did beat me.
Hey, they say right, the
I need to drink what you drinking.
30s is the new 20s, 40s is the new 30s. Let's go.
I think so.
Let's
Zunaid,
go.
you need to drink what I drink. It's called red wine, Cabernet Sauvignon, if you've never tried it before.
I have not. I have not. Apple trying to come back and test a 30-minute breakout. I'm in these Amazons. They were up like 5%. Now they're down 5%.
There's that wipe out there that I was
I'm just hanging.
expecting. Now we're starting to get the SPY to start cracking. This NTLA, man, this thing is just like, I wish I would have got my ad because then I probably had no problem just taking the 76. Percentage-wise, they probably take profits there, but
Cab Savs.
such a
He just
short,
knows.
small order
Just
there.
knows. Mark's tired of this. You're all young. Period. Mark, I love it. I love it.
And when I tell you I cried when I turned 21, goddamn. At least I think I was 21. I don't remember. It was when Obama got elected and then when he got reelected.
All right, technology was leading us. Let's see what we see now. Do we get that flip? Pay attention. We'll see what happens, guys. Solar was a good short call today, man. So many of those names just wiping out. Solar's down 6.8%.
I just got your email. Thank you, Sludge.
From the open, down 5.34%. So it's not like this was already down in the pre-market and I was just cherry picking there. There was a lot of stocks that just flushed down at the open. Nova, Array, Run, Nova, EMPH down about 4.97%. Oh, I missed that VWAP fade. I was looking for one more. They got to it, right to it, man. That's a little frustrating. This VWAP fade right here, because the first one I missed, right? But I was looking for it to come back to VWAP. I saw it come here and it rejected it. Then it comes right here, VWAP at 287.77, and the high goes right to 282.88. So you risked what, 11 cents there on a 200 name, and it just went right back down through the lows.
KRKR trying to go through 195 here, so we'll see. I'll dance. Going to have a real tight stop though.
I went straight to the VWAP there. Starbucks shorts looks great now, guys. It just rejected to get back above the VWAP. Now I want to see it really start crushing down on the downside. Let's see how the DKNG position's going. Got out there to 1625 today. The only thing that's concerning me is if the market just kind of wipes this out. And so that's the concerning sign. If the market's hanging on, I'm probably hanging on to DraftKings and Penn.
Oh, yeah. Down
Moderna,
10% on these
whatever.
Amazon contracts.
Moderna up 15% on the day, guys. I was talking about the setup for a while. Look at that. It was pretty. Pretty on Moderna.
That's a daily there?
Yeah, dude. I've been calling that out for a little while, that it's just been sideways right around this 160 area. And look at that rip.
PSTX went ahead and broke 5, now towards the 520s.
Becca says she's seeing those solar panel workers outside just being like, I need to sell this. I know that you guys probably have gotten that knock on your door. You want solar panels put on your roof? Your neighbor just got it done.
Your neighbor just got it done.
That's how I used to do it when I was a salesman.
Yeah, gotta keep up with the Joneses, man.
You know what you do too?
You
you knock on the neighbor's door. He's not going to buy anything probably, but you get his name. That's what matters. Then you go to the next door neighbor and you're like, John just got it.
I'm so glad I don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, man, there's nothing but being a sleazy salesman. And I mean, it's the reason why I don't do sales anymore.
Yeah.
All right,
too
Amazon's
easy.
going to come back down.
It's too easy sometimes. Yes, man. I used to force things down people's throats. Like, we're going to say yes. I'll find a way for you to say yes. It's all about finding the hot spots. What does the person react to? What gets their emotions going? They give you the sign where you're going to go and attack.
Jim, thanks for checking in, man. Good luck with your training in Silicon Valley. We'll keep the seat warm for you when you get back here, my man.
I think what really got me doing that was when I did the AT&T door-to-door salesman, and let's just say sold a lot of AT&T.
This is interesting.
Trying to see if energy is going to come back. It's coming down today, guys. Not showing any signs of reversing there. SPY starting to really leak there. I know that we were going to have some Fed speak today, and I talked about it on pre-market prep that today I pretty much considered a Fed speaking kind of day because there's 3 or 4 Fed speaks. Sped speak.
I love it.
Fed speak today. So Fed talk out there. We had Bullard. You'll have today you have Patrick Harker, Tom Barkin. They're all just coming out here. I just wonder if it was something that actually was said there at that 10:20. Really started around the 10:15 where you just started leaking and then into that 10:18. I don't see anything out there. If you guys see anything.
No, I'm just this Amazon is a red trade for me at the moment. Let's see how much I'm up or down on the day. I usually don't like to check.
Yeah, Caleb, I know how that can be.
All right. Well, at the moment, thanks to this Amazon trade, I am down a whopping $40. Thank you,
Those
Amazon.
Sped freaks.
If you're looking to go short, if PayPal comes back and tries to test 100, you can try going short there against the VWAP crack above. That would be your stop loss area. You could see a couple of times. Oh, excuse me. The $100 held, and then it finally cracked. Even there.
Very strong off of PayPal. If you guys want to watch Square, it's still strong. Didn't even pull back to the VWAP there. SPY trying to find some bottoming there. Thinking about SARK off the floor here. Should I SARK it?
All right, out KKR on that second one. So there's the first L of the day, but was just using profits in order to do that. So still pretty happy. I can't wait to watch this clip again.
That's what it's about anyways.
I'm going to mute myself and watch this clip that Alyssa clipped real quick.
You do that. Snap, VWAP bounce. Let's put some music on. It's getting slow. I'm gonna put the tunes on.
Tesla, let's see if it goes and tries to test that 900. It's obviously well below that at the moment.
That is such a good clip. that is such a good clip. Jess, I've been screwing it up all morning. KR. I'm sorry about that. I took the L on it.
Rosie, yeah, I mentioned I was out of Tesla. I can tell you exactly when I bought it and when I sold it. Give me a second here. I bought Tesla at, looks like my average price was 532s. I was out at 461s was my loss on Tesla. I went ahead and actually sold it. If we go to the 10-minute, I think it was a second 10-minute candle when it just, I sold it when it came to around 915s and it came back up to 920s, but I was already out at that point.
KSPN, Caspian Holdings. Big pop here. Maybe through 4. I bet that's spready though. AEMD, let's take a look at that. All right. Maybe AEMD through 220 here. They yanked it off that spot, brought in a seller. I'll let you know if I take this one. Not in it right now.
I'm going to try a stock here. Hang on a second. Where is it?
Pags, nice.
I'm sorry, what now?
Pags, so smart guy I know really likes this stock. I don't have any of it, but it's popping today.
I'm going to try a small size here on KSPN. I got filled at 380 as it just pulls back to 376. That's great. But anyway, I'm in the stock. Stop loss for me is going to be a crack of 330. So 334 is where I've got my stop already on this one. And all right, there's a pop. 388s on KSPN, waiting for that 4 break. I'm going to be a little greedy because I'm a little bit red on the day. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
Hey, Rosie, awesome. Thank you for the AMTD tip. Made a few bucks yesterday. I think you mean bucks, but that's awesome. Keep it in your pocket. Let's spin it forward. Good stuff. Good.
If it was Hendrix, he would be happy about those few boxes, though.
Go ahead and take some profits here at 404s. 404s, out 3/4 of it. Out 3/4 on KSPN.
Nice job on KSPN.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's check the...
Well, you did get that 4 break. What a great trade.
Thank you. Let's see if we can get a little bit of daily action, see what's next for us.
Dude, the top. Who wants to play the top? Look at this chart. Interesting. He's into the Tupperware. It's up 43% today. This thing loves the rocket when it moves. Tup.
And this is why you take profits, as you've got KSPN coming right back down below my entry price.
Have you ever heard of the Midnight Music Group, synth band with 80s vibes? No, but you had me at synth band with 80s vibes, so I will definitely check that out. Nocturnal, huh?
Synthesizes.
Man, synth
Let's
band.
go, baby. I'm all about the strings. SPY trying to come back here after getting that VWAP bounce. We'll see if it takes out the high around the 412.50s, or do we get a rejection here and it comes right back to VWAP? If that does happen, I might take a shot on SARK long.
Mitch, I'm gonna take a request here.
Yeah.
Real quick. We'll do here, Keith. You were talking really quick. You were talking about APDN. I'm doing it again today. You're trading it again here. That makes sense. This stock is probably going to be in play. I actually wouldn't be surprised if this 571 level is attacked at some point today. Nice strong curl here. Really, the key is just going to be the volume. As long as this is expanding down here, you're probably good for risk on. Jessica's asking, can you guys take a look at CYH? Mitch, I'd like to have you also chime in on this, if you don't mind, in terms of a longer-term approach here. One of the things that I'm seeing in CYH here for intraday, this is definitely going to be your key level here, right? 346, definitely where this stock has been stopping. I would say as long as we don't make lower lows here, this is going to continue to compress and probably bust above that 346 level. Next test is likely going to be at 350, 352. So you only have about 4 cents of play in there, and the volume's pretty muted right now. So I would imagine that if this volume picks up at all and looks anything like these sticks here in the morning or that opening print stick, you're probably going to snap this 346. And if the volume is strong enough, it's probably going to take it through 350. You move through that, you're going to have a really nice trade on your hands here. The other thing that's interesting here about the daily chart is that this area right in here seems to be resistance. And look at this gap. We'd be into a huge gap here. This thing can really, really get moving if we end up breaking that out. So a lot needs to happen for this to actually materialize, but we'll see. This is another good spot here. Mitch, I'd love to hear what you think about this particular stuff.
All right. Just want to let you guys know I am long here. SARK looking for a breakdown of the overall market here. Average is 50.45. Risk is down towards below 50.20s. Risking about 25 cents here, looking for a move back above 51. That's about 60 cents on the upside. Could get up there towards even 52 today if we keep seeing the drop. Let's take a look. That's SARK right here. Let's go towards that CYH.
And if you're in the middle of the trade, yeah, I mean, focus.
No
on
worries. It's all good.
KSPN, I'm out 443. Some more. Got about 5-10% left on KSPN. What a pop back above. Oh, God, yeah, that's not the right stock.
Nice job on that. That was amazing.
Thank you. I was hoping for it to halt as soon as they tried to hit the 450s, but since it didn't, I went and sold it at 444s. 440. Yeah, 444s. And there's a pop, almost to 460s. Come on, baby.
All right, so I'm just pretty much drawing out the rule of 3 here for CYH, right? And so this is all 15-minute candles. You're seeing what? 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, right? And then once we get that 2 down, we're looking for that 3rd up. It comes right back into resistance. Now you could get a rejection right back down there. So 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up. Usually comes back towards a 3 down and then breaks out. So I would be looking for a pullback here. I wouldn't want to get caught because I have to risk probably around the 338s. Unless I see that as support, then I can play it there. But in my eyes, I think it could come all the way back down to 329 and then take off, just from what I see.
So you'd be looking to add on a pullback then instead of buying the actual break.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they just because, and especially on a stock like this, right, where you have a huge down gap, we're looking to get it as close to that down area as possible. So a pullback towards around that, let's say those 320s would have you down closer towards these body close versus this extreme, which is at the top end of the range.
Great eye though, Jess.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, to each his own, right? You can always doesn't mean that you can't take it there. It just means that I don't like it there. We'll see what happens on SARK. It's all about the SPY here. Do we get a huge rejection down here? That's what I'm watching for. And also for the Qs, do we get a rejection from, let's say, the 318 back down to 317? Crack of that would really start getting us cracking. Technology is leading us from the open. That's another thing that kind of why the Qs are higher than the SPY right now. Real estate at 0.6, that's actually doing well, bouncing back. That was the weakest sector yesterday. Healthcare continuing to move in biotechs. Biotechs are ones that I would keep watch. PSTX, look at that push. Boom, it pushed on up there to 550s, now pulling on back. That's actually one that's still into the play there. This KTRA is one that I'd keep watch. There's some cheaper ones definitely in biotechs that I would keep on watch today.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and head out. We do have an interview coming up at 11:05, so I will be back for that. But the only position that I'm going to try to take here is going to be Amazon. I went ahead and got filled on Amazon for $1 on the 139 calls. My stop loss is going to be a crack of 85 cents. So I'm risking 15 cents on these contracts, hoping for it to come back and at least test VWAP and make its ways towards a 138. You can see my risk reward is the main reason I'm taking this trade. But I'm out. I'll see you guys in about 20-30 minutes. See ya.
Take
Let's
care.
go.
Yeah, Eric, you make a really good point with the needing Tupperware for the NFL season. I mean, how many do you go? I guess people do this. It's Sunday Fun Day, right? They do the whole thing on Sunday, and I don't, you know,
This is the top play.
Yeah, my big thing for football is cooking on that day, right? And the fall is the best time when I can still use that grill and I get out there and you grill stuff. I don't know. I'm more of an introvert. I am an introvert, so I guess traveling and using Tupperware doesn't apply to me. So it's probably my own bias taking me off of that. But you do make a really good point there with that thesis.
All right, so keeping my trade on here on SARK, seeing the SPY drop fast. I'm feeling confident now. I just wanted to see the Qs crack also. The only thing that I'm considering about covering is DraftKings right now. DraftKings is kind of holding up here around 16s, but if the market's just going to continue downside, we could see it break the 16 mark. So I'm going to keep watch of 16. Don't want it to break that. If not, I could just run to the profit because that's still a 15% gain. One thing we don't want to do in this market is give up nice gains like that, 15, 20%. There's not too many of those that we're getting in this market.
Kalu, you're asking about SEAD, CEAD. Day trade from a day trade perspective really needs to take out 162. That 162 to 165 supply area is what's stopping it. Daily chart actually looks pretty decent. Really needs to take out 170 on the daily. Seems to be a much bigger spot there. Good luck with your trade. I don't know if you're going to get that, of course, but good luck. Excuse me.
What's up, Mr. Wheelie Man? You back, baby? All right, just continuing the battle here in the SARC. It's going to be all about the overall market. Do we just start cracking, or do we come back roaring? Qs, I'm looking to see if we rebound bounce there, or do we kind of flush right back down also. So just keep on watch here.
Trying PSTX through 5 here. Oh my God, humongous pull. Humongous pull.
What's my pen doing? Oof, pen looks weak today. Pen. I give it to the 36 mark.
Oh, yuck. That was a bad trade on PSTX. All right, I'm probably going to stop right there trading anyway, just because that was a bad read there. I just gave back some of my gains from today. Still pretty green on the day, so still feeling pretty good here, but that was unfortunate. Bad timing, folks. It happens. It's part of the game.
Yep. 35.90. I'll go ahead and get out if it cracks that on pen. Of course, this is a swing trade from 34.13. So going to give it a chance to bounce here at the 36 and get right back up there. But it's not like we're in a bad position here, but it's just dragging a little bit. I want to see if DraftKings can hold at 16 today. Sarky up there to 50.70s. We got in there at 50.45. Looking for this to get up there to 51, sell some of it, and then look for the push.
Thank you for the positive reinforcement, Jess. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I love our community. Our community is just so great. Everyone seems to support each other. Everyone's looking out for each other. Everyone's shouting out plays with new ideas. This is exactly how trading should be. Thanks, Jess.
Hell yeah.
Here comes the drop.
SQ looking so strong right now. And yeah, that's a lot off the PayPal earnings. So Square is ripping off of PayPal earnings. And if you took a look, what did Square do a couple of days back? It actually dropped gap and it's just been pushing straight up. It's trying to catch up to PayPal. I think people are trading those side by side and look at PayPal's day to day. It's actually pulling back, but it had a huge rip yesterday after hours. SPY giving us another top right around the same level here, guys. I'll show you guys this. Look at the SPY daily candle here. Look how we've been topping now. We have a top here, 413, 413.41, 413.22, 412s, 45. A lot of tops in that area.
Yeah, you know what? Zinger Nation for Life says Born, just as we need shirts. I agree. That, you know, that's one thing that we could really do, Mitch. We could get some live trading swag, Zinger Nation for Life. That's something. I bet Alyssa could help us with that.
Always. We got more to do. That's
Love
for sure.
this. Absolutely. This is one of the best comments that we've got. Best community because of super team. Learned and laughed. That's what we're looking for, Rosie. Awesome stuff.
Let's go, Sark.
I like this idea too. God, you guys have some great. Alyssa, are you out there? You out there jotting down these ideas? This is a great idea. Why there is not one in the swag store, I will never know. That's a good point for it. All right, you're adding some stuff to my punch list today. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Huge pull here on PSTX. Looks like we're coming into the VWAP. I got 456 as your VWAP here. We'll see if we get there.
No runaway. SPY continuing to leak there. Really, I'm just looking at the Qs now to see if we're going to get that crack. This is what's going to let us know right here. I think the Qs right here. You see how it's holding VWAP? The SPY is actually down below here. You can see the SPY is really weak down below the VWAP. The Qs are, though, are trying to catch that VWAP bounce right now. AMTD crashing, says Rosie.
That's red, isn't it? How's HKD doing? HKD halted. Oh my, here we go. Bottom's starting to fall out here now.
Yeah, that dash for trash yesterday got me to the point where I was like, nah, this rally can't hold, man. Come on. Hey, Mr. Wheelie popping wheelchairs, baby. Gotta pop them wheelies when you get them wins. Let's go. That's what I like to hear, man. We're gonna pop some wheelies. Let's keep it going.
PSTX at its VWAP here. I'm gonna try for a bounce play. I said I was done, but they just sucked me back in.
Let's turn it up. Let's turn it up.
$460 back up. Let's see if we pop above here. Really needs to take this 460 out if it's going to move any higher. Let me get PSTX up on the screen here instead of HKD. That disaster. 460 down and a bid under it. So we'll see if we can keep moving up.
DraftKings, baby. Sorry, cutting that right back down. Q's found the bounce there. That's what happened there. Gotta be smart with the SARK now. SPY trying to recover that VWAP. Qs are already above the VWAP.
Oh man, PSTX tough to trade to the long side here. Took another L on that. Now I'm 4-3, so we done. At least for today. Look at the fall off now, man. PSTX, that's crazy, crazy. I'll look for something else.
DraftKings new high of day, 1630s. Let's go. Penn, are you going to get off the ground, man? Come on. What we're going to do on Penn, since it's right off of the support, is what I call the leader laggard trade, right? So DraftKings is our leader. Now we're going to go towards the laggard, and we're going to add here. So we go to Penn. We take our shares. We double it here. Boom, just added there. Now we have an average of 35.19. So 35.19 is going to be our break-even stop out, and we can give Penn the work back up towards the high. We could sell half of them when they come back up through the level that we sold at the beginning, which was through the 37, and then we could just let the rest of it run again.
KSPN, this is crazy.
So just added on that swing on Penn, and now going to be smart. The same way that I did for Starbucks. All right, I'm going to leave you for a second because I got to get ready for this interview that's coming on next. Just give me about 2 seconds and I'll be right back, Ryan.
Okay, no problem. We'll take care of it here. What I'm watching here is KSPN. This is the trade Zunaid took here. This thing's pretty wild. I'm not going to trade this, especially with it being as volatile as it is right now, but want to see this might be on deck here for tomorrow, depending on how it finishes off today. Check on some of our other names. HSDT, this had its pop early, its halt early, and it hasn't even looked back. We're cut in half from those highs. PSTX really got to find its bottom before that becomes tradable again. APDN pounding lows. Let's see what it does off 450 here as it comes in. This NMTC, this looks interesting. Let's watch this for a little bit. Lord Byron, Mega Man brings forth anger issues I never knew I had. Oh man, I remember Mega Man. I've lost some heartbreakers in that game. What's moving here? AEMD. Oh, here's CYH is on here too. Yeah, okay. So see, this is the big pull, right? So again, CYH, let me mark this so I don't forget. 346 going to be that spot on CYH we need to take out. AEMD moving here. This is interesting. AEMD, it really took out yesterday's high. Let's see what it does with some of these pre-market highs here as well. 236.
Stopped out of Starbucks. Who's coming back up?
What track is this, Mitch? This one sounds familiar.
This is just a mix, so I would have to look it up on
Yeah,
which song it is on, but
that's what I was asking you to do.
it's just a little mix.
No, I recognize that.
Little progressive house mix off
Yep.
of a sunset somewhere.
That's no wonder I recognized it.
We need a real live DJ to come on to our show. So if you're a DJ out there and you want to come on to live trading and jam some tunes, let me know.
You know, Idris Elba is a DJ.
Sark. Q's popping. That gets me on a Sark there. 25-cent loss there. It was up about 40 cents on the upside. Maybe could have taken a 2-to-1 profit to return, but I was looking for more of a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. Those are the trades that I usually like. But the Qs are holding well, so SPY should recover some too there. Now just holding on to DKNG and Penn. Letting the trades that work for me continuing to work.
DKNG has had repeat sweeps today, call sweeps to the upside.
Looks like the NFL trade, baby.
More hood calls too. This thing's been on fire today. EAR curling here. We'll see if EAR can get to 165.
All right, we got about 7 minutes left, and then we'll be getting into interview time with none other than Zunaid joining back up. He's going to be going into a therapeutic stock that's going to be coming on up. So it looks like we have the CEO that will be joining us, and that's from CGTX.
Super spready.
SPY just holding sideways now.
Scanner is drying up here. We are entering that time of the day where it just seems to have dried up a little bit. Damage. That is so loud.
Sorry, just getting a little annoyed.
No, you don't have to apologize. It's totally fine. Yeah, AEMD, Jess, that was a break of yesterday's high. Very, very simple break of yesterday's high at 226. If you hear, let me pull up my chart. Let me pull up my chart because this is actually a good lesson. This is something to watch for. I do this all the time when I set these trades up. Here you go. Here's yesterday's intraday high at 226. And if we zoom in to this side, you can see exactly what happened. Here's that 226 level. We broke it, back tested it, and then just ran away from it. And that's your trade right there, right? So even if you were buying the break and you had, a 3-4 cent stop, this thing still worked out pretty good, ran 20 cents off that. So AMD definitely popped. Move today with the volume as your indicator here. Move today is the 226 break and then back test. You don't always get that back test. Nice here that you got it on this.
Amazon, by the way, those contracts that we bought at $1, they're now going for $1.24 on the bid. So I'm going to go ahead and sell 3/4 here for a 25% gain, and the rest I'll go ahead and hold and wait for a crack above 168 and hopefully towards the 139s or so.
No sorry needed. 15-minute chart is also sweet. Shows the same thing, right? So the big volume stick aligning with the high, taken out on the power candle here. Biggest candle of the day. This looks good here. I would say as long as you stay above this 226, this is probably looking for some more upside. 272 and what's the next spot here? 272, 308 would be the next spots if this keeps going. Let's see if we can get this thing to move through 250.
KSPN, by the way, looks like, by the way, while I was gone, it went ahead and hit the 6s. I did not have a limit order out there, so I did not get rid of it. My 5-10% remaining shares over there, but I'm going to hold on to it. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down and tests 4. Actually, I lied. I might just sell it. Yeah, let me just sell. Let me just get out of this one. I'm going to go ahead and sell the remaining that I had on KSPN out at 539s. Bad fill, but that's all right. And I'm out. The only stock that I'm in now is Amazon via those options that I talked about. Sold 3/4 at $1.25, holding some more for a crack above 138s.
Harrison, PSTX, this just popped back up to the VWAP, was rejected at it. Really needs to break and build above that VWAP to get going. Little loud. CYH.
Amazon towards 138.
right, Mitch, I'm going to get rolling. Zunaid, Mitch, good luck. Zunaid, good luck on your interview. Good trading today, folks. It's got
Appreciate
KSPM
ya.
and the monster trades, Zunaid. Great job.
Thank you. Yeah, I won't be here tomorrow. I pinged you guys on Slack, but I'll see you guys again on Tuesday.
That's okay. Mitch and I will be here. We'll carry the slack.
See ya. Did you say we'll carry Slack?
We'll
Oh, we carry the
I was
Slack.
trying to say we'll carry your slack, but I screwed it
I
up.
like it.
Like I'm
I
just
like
going to
it.
leave. And then...
Bye, Adele. See ya. Amazon is the only trade that I'm in. Again, waiting for that 138 break. That's also the 30-minute breakout range on that one. You can see it's kind of had resistance there all day long while the others have performed decently well. Huge barcoding here on SPY as well. Between the 410 and the 412, 2-point just back and forth, back and forth. Hasn't gone either way. Why do you think Hood doesn't make sense? Let's see what's going on. Where else? All right, come on, Amazon. Crack above. Stop being 138s. Come on. Hood will go bankrupt. I disagree. I feel like they'll get bought out before they go bankrupt. If I had to pick one, I believe that's the direction that they'll go in. Let's see what the notes on this.
All right. Looks like the market doesn't want to fade, so it's going to keep probably going on up. We'll see what happens here. Trying to get back through the 412s, the SPY. DraftKings topping out a little bit there at 1635. I'm going to hold on to DraftKings. Might sell Penn here if it doesn't hold on to 36 and start coming back here. But let's get out of the trading action. We're going to be coming on up in a few moments, getting into an interview. So let's go ahead. Let's take a second here. And like always, guys, one thing that we want to do is get to some stories out in the market. That's what we're going to do next. Coming on, we'll be getting into an interview here. So if you guys want to go ahead and take a second from your trading, dive on into this interview. We're going to go into it. This is Cognition Therapeutics. And so you got, what's this company about, Zunaid?
Yeah, the company has to deal with Alzheimer's and trying to come up with different ways, innovative ways to go ahead and help with anything related to that. And I know they've got a conference coming up as well. So I'm hoping to kind of ask them about that and see if there's any insights in terms of what they'll be presenting, because they do have an event that they'll be taking part in tomorrow as well. And I know you sent their investor relations deck. Do you want to go ahead and share that, or do you want me to share that, or?
Yeah, I can go ahead and I'll put it up
Awesome.
into the chat here. If you guys want to follow along with this company, you guys can go ahead and do so. This is from June 2022. So it's about, 2 months old. There might be some newer information, but just wanted to give you some visual representation to follow along with the majority of how the company is moving forward. You'll also find some timelines on here. I always look at timelines to look at those upcoming milestones to see how they're meeting expectations. We'll see how this is going. And it looks like there was a lot that happened in 2021, big things planned for 2023, and of course, some things left here for 2022. So check this on out.
Yeah, I'm also looking at For me, when it comes to these type of companies, it's always important for me about the financial health of it. I always ask that question because, I think investors and potential investors want to know, hey, look, are you going to be raising any capital by selling more shares and, diluting things? So that's a question that we'll definitely ask. But let me go ahead and ping Zoltan, and I'll be right back. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to be working on this. Let's take a look here. I'm going to be watching the overall market. Looks like the SPY topping out a little bit there. We'll see how this kind of keeps reacting. It's been really good couple of weeks. Definitely having some highs around the 412s. We'll see if we can get through that area on the SPY. In a few moments, we'll be getting into our interview. So I'm going to go ahead and play a trailer. Zunaid will be joining us up in a few seconds, and we'll dive right in.
Breaking news. U.S. Treasuries. In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential threats.
RTW retail wins hitting a high of 45 cents. Seeing some chat room mention on RTW retail wins. Coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today, the federal budget balance for January. Earnings after the close today from EFX, Equifax, MGM Resorts, NTAP NetApp, and U.S. Newskin, PS Pluralsight, TRIP, TripAdvisor reporting after the close.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to dive on in a second. I should have Zunaid join me right back. It looks like we're ready to get going into our interview. Just need Zunaid to join up. He should be joining me in a second here. Let's take a look at the overall market now. We're at 411.65, still battling here. We're going to take a look at the sector outlook here. Technology still leading the day, healthcare behind that, real estate behind there. What is dragging us? Energy, basic materials, and utilities on the downside. So it looks like at least an energy day we're taking a big hit there on energy, down about 2.21%. All right, let's take a look here. I think Zunaid's ready to go. You ready, my friend?
I'm ready. Let me just take care of the closet. That's always bad omen. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
No worries. All right, so one thing that, of course, like I mentioned, follow along, guys. Take a look at those key upcoming milestones and, of course, follow through to see what they have in the works. We'll get into it right now, and I'm going to try to show some slides as we get through the presentation. Let's go ahead. Let's dive on in. Zunaid, do your thing.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, this is going to be an interview with Lisa, who is the CEO of Cognition Therapeutics. It's very important for us to go ahead and get you, the potential investors, and possibly investors already in the company, with all the information that we possibly can. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Lisa up here. How's it going?
Hi, good morning. It's great. I don't know if you can see beautiful San Diego out my hotel window, but it's been a great conference. We're happy to be here.
I can see a little bit of it, but I'll live through the excitement through you. I'm sure it's always nice to be out on the West Coast, but I really do appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with us. But look, assuming my niece is watching, if you could quickly just explain it to me like I'm 5, what is it that your company does?
We are studying Alzheimer's disease, dementia with Lewy bodies, as well as dry age-related macular degeneration. For your 5-year-old family member, what we're doing is studying neurodegeneration processes that destroy the brain. And we have an interesting, unique approach, very well researched. I would say as a company, we are relentlessly chipping away at this tough target.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who has family members that have unfortunately dealt with situations like this, I can definitely understand the importance of finding a better way to handle a situation like that. Now, look, you mentioned you're in San Diego, you're at an event. Tell us what that event is, and then we'll dive into it a little bit deeper as well.
Terrific. This conference is called the AAIC Conference, Alzheimer's Association International Conference. It's a gathering of thought leaders around the world talking about their new clinical data, about their science and research, about biomarkers that have come out. Large companies are here, small innovative companies like ourselves are here. So it's a perfect opportunity for the intellectual exchange and discussion around the progress we're making in Alzheimer's disease.
And have you had a chance to kind of share with the event, its space itself, or what progress you have made in this challenge that you're uptaking here?
Terrific question. Yes, I'm thrilled to say this is the third time this year we're presenting new data. In March, we were in Barcelona at a congress called ADPD, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. In May, we were at ARVO, which is an ophthalmology meeting. And each time we had new scientific data. Here, what we'll be talking about is data from a study, a trial called SPARK, which builds on the data earlier this year from a trial called SHINE. And in these studies, what we were able to show is how our drug impacts the underlying processes in Alzheimer's disease. You know, the holy grail is to get clinical trial data to demonstrate that patients are doing better, they function better, et cetera. Well, before that data comes out, we're able to measure things that tell us our drug is impacting biomarkers, functions that are involved and damaged in Alzheimer's disease. So we're very excited about the presentation here at the AAIC. It builds on a prior study. So now we have two studies replicating very similar findings. That's always terrific.
So we talked about SHINE in the past. We'll be talking about SPARK tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And what time is it? I know you're on the West Coast, but I do want our viewers to kind of keep an eye on any comments that come from that event. So what time do you know that you'll be speaking tomorrow?
The talk, I believe, is at 11 a.m. PT. Let me confirm that for you after the show. It's a great question. I'm sorry I don't have the answer readily.
That's perfectly fine. For the folks watching, keep an eye on 11 a.m. Again, that's going to be Western. So depending on where you are, adjust your clocks. And then, of course, keep an eye on Benzinga Pro. We'll make sure we update you as well. Now, you know, something I definitely want to talk about, because I mentioned the viewers I would, and I have to bring it up, is when you're trying to do something like with Alzheimer's or anything in the bio space as well, it's not cheap. Nothing in life really is. What's the financial health of the company looking like as you take on this challenge?
It's a great question. Thank you for asking that. We have been extraordinarily fortunate. We have received over the years of this company $168 million of funding from the NIA. We view the NIA as a very deep and important partner to what we do. In addition, we completed an IPO in October. We were very fortunate to get out when we did. As you know, the capital markets for small companies have been pretty choppy, to put it nicely, since that time. Of the funding we've received, we have over $110 million left, and that largely supports some of the 5 phase 2 trials that we're running. Now, it's not a balance sheet item. We always have to remind investors, no, we really do have that money. And what people don't understand is when you work with the NIH, you do the work, you invoice them effectively, you're reimbursed very, very quickly in terms of managing your cash. It's just a brilliant process. And I think a lot of companies wouldn't make the progress they can make without this type of support. We have received a great deal. And that allows us to put our heads down and do the work in what is pretty much a brutal economic market. We're just focused on executing.
And let me kind of take what you just said and kind of focus on the company, what you're looking to do. I feel like sometimes there can be misunderstandings of a particular company. Do you feel like there are any misunderstandings of what it is that Cognition does out there? And do you want to address any of that?
Well, it's a great company. I think a lot of Alzheimer's companies get painted with the same brush. People say, oh, going after amyloid doesn't work. And we say we have a different approach. We don't go after amyloid plaque. We go after the toxic portion that sits in synapses, killing the neuronal cells and the activity of the brain. We have a valuable additive approach. It is different. We always tell investors, we're not an A beta lowering company. You have to understand what we do. It's an oral drug, has a very different side effect profile. And what we do is get rid of the toxic portion. And we've measured in animals and humans, getting rid of these toxins from the brain. And now we're in 5 clinical trials. So the real question is, when you get rid of all those toxins, do patients have a better ability to function, perform, better cognitive capabilities? That's where we're at. We're in the thick of those trials. It's very exciting.
I've got a couple of questions based on that. You talked about how you're going after the toxin, and that's why you're a little different. Are there any other advantages or edges that you have compared to your competitors that might be trying to do the same exact thing, is my first question.
That's a great question. We have been researching this area for 10, 12 years. So I would say this company has rigorous science behind us, number of publications, lots of animal models, human trials. So there's a wealth of knowledge. We're not a new idea. It's great to have new ideas. This is a very well-researched approach. Second, as I said, this is an oral molecule. Gives you a very different side effect profile, Potentially. The truth is you don't know till you run the trials. Based on what we know today, our side effect profile is quite different. We're not looking at ARIA. We're not sending patients to the clinic for infusions and things of this nature. It's a far less complicated regimen for patients and for their caregivers. So these are important differences.
All right. And I do wanted to take a question from the chat. David asking, hey, are you relying on just this one specific drug, or do you have anything else in the pipeline that the company is working on as well?
Great question. We've taken our lead program. We're studying it in both Alzheimer's disease and dementia with Lewy bodies. It turns out that we know from our data, we're able to block two different types of toxins, A beta as well as alpha-synuclein toxin. Unfortunately, people with dementia have both of these elements. And so we were very fortunate to get a $30 million grant to study that. In addition, we have a very strong scientific rationale for why we can reach the back of the eye with an oral drug and perhaps stop the degenerative process of macular degeneration. Separate from this lead program, which we're heavily studying, we do have 5 chemical compound libraries. We're bringing forward assets from those libraries. This year, we got our second Michael J. Fox Foundation grant, and that's allowing us to bring forward new molecules to study in Parkinson's disease and in other diseases. So our goal is to have a robust pipeline, not to be one and done, to take the lead program, get to data next year, and from there begin to expand the areas in which we work. It's about getting the data, demonstrating the value of this science for patients, and from there bring more investors into the company so that we can broaden what we do.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic to have an oral implementation and then have it impact the brain and the eyes in the back of it, like you mentioned. Now, I want to go back to one more question based on what you said earlier, and I'll turn it over to you. You mentioned you're currently in 5 clinical trials. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Now, how does that work in the process of you're in the clinical trial and the timeline between having it available to the public to take? Like, what are we looking at here in terms of the process?
It's a great question. So several of those trials are currently running. The first one is listed under 2022. It's called Sequel. It's a study we're doing in Amsterdam at one site. And what we're looking to do there is demonstrate treatment with our drug restores brain waves that are damaged, if you will, through Alzheimer's disease. We want to return that to normal. So it's a small study and it's a quick study. That's the first thing. The second thing is an AD trial, Alzheimer's disease. It's called SHINE, actively running, recruiting sites and patients. We got halfway through this trial and we were interrupted by COVID. The interesting thing is in that trial, we saw a 3-point difference in cognition to the benefit of patients on drug. Trial gets interrupted. We got $13 million of additional funding. That's up and running and recruiting. The next trial that's open and recruiting is a trial called Shimmer, and that's for patients with dementia with Lewy bodies. We had an investigator meeting last weekend. It was so great to be around investigators that are going, I have something I can offer my patients. There is very little on the landscape for those patients. So those are 3 trials. The other 2 trials, we intend to have enrollment in the second half of this year. One is called START. Those are for early stage Alzheimer's patients. And last, our program in dry AMD, we intend to be enrolling at the end of this year as well. So 5 programs with full effort behind them, partnerships with our CROs, et cetera. It's a big lift for a small company, but we are so motivated to be out there getting patients in the clinic and giving them an opportunity for a new alternative.
Yeah, it definitely should be a good journey to keep an eye on. And I know you've got a conference and all that to take care of, but I've already gotten to know your company and you quite a bit here in the 10 minutes. But was there anything else that you were hoping to talk about? Anything you wanted to address to the viewers at home? The floor is all yours here.
Terrific. Well, thank you. I would say one thing, we have incredible partners, and I think it speaks well about the quality of the research in the company, and the work wouldn't be done without them. First of all, the NIH, we've talked about the ADDF, an organization that saw vision in what we were doing 10 years ago, Michael J. Fox, our partners with the Lewy Body Dementia Association and the CROs we work with. So I want to acknowledge all of those groups. I would say for investors, here's something to think about. The markets are tough. We went out in October. We had a stock price of 12. We were very well supported. We've been trading at a much discounted price. And so my message to investors on behalf of the people in the company is, We are focused on executing. As I said, with $110 million of funding, we have the ability to continue to make progress in these trials. In addition, we had a successful IPO in October, and so we have a very good cash balance that keeps us working for a period of time. We're also focused on looking at our runway and how to extend it. What are the things that can be delayed or deferred? We want to make the best use of investors' money, and that's what we think about. Making progress for patients and being thoughtful about our investors. So we're very acutely aware of the fact of where we're trading, and we feel like, you know what, when we have data, we're going to see a material change in the value of this company. And we want investors to stick with us while we do that. We are very confident about progress in general and Alzheimer's disease. And we know we have an important role to play in that progress. We're delighted to be doing this work. It's honestly a privilege to do what we do.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, having family members that have unfortunately dealt with this, I know folks like me and everyone else appreciates the challenges you're taking on here as well. I'm going to squeeze in one last question here from the viewer, if that's okay. Are you planning on using cannabis to help with Alzheimer's? I know that's kind of typically a topic for individuals to have, right? Is this something your company's planning on doing?
I wouldn't say that it's on the fairway right now. It's not on the path.
Okay.
We have our hands full with the science that we have and fully studying the potential in the programs we have. Great question. I like the question, but that's not where we're at this point in time.
Awesome. Hey, it's been a pleasure, Lisa. Again, we look forward to the conference tomorrow, and we'll see what comes out of that. That is Lisa, CEO of Cognition Therapeutics. Thank you once again. We look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks for including us. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care.
Yep.
Would love to go ahead and get myself out to San Diego. Mitch, why don't you come on and join me here for a second? But this is, we kind of talked about it early on. It's always great to get information straight from the executives, right? This isn't an individual like a scientist, but it's a straight from the CEO that has the big picture, knows what's going on with her company, where they were, where they are, and where they're going to be. Definitely looks like a good company to keep an eye on, and really interested in what comments we get out of that conference that she'll be taking part in tomorrow at 11 PT.
Yeah, it's definitely a sensitive subject, something that should definitely be addressed more and more and focused on. So we'll see if this company is able to go ahead and develop what's needed, right? We'll see if they meet those expectations and just keep watch on those milestones to see how they hit. And like always, you guys can stay up with Benzinga Pro and get those headlines as they hit the tape. Like always, we're going to keep going here on Benzinga. Coming up next in about 9 minutes, you guys will get Benzinga Live with AB. Now, we can take a look at the overall market, see what we're doing right now. Looks like we're still battling up here in the 412s. It's trying to get through here, but can't get through right now. Let me go ahead and I'll show you guys that. SPY trying to get back up there through that 412.50. We'll see if it's able to get through there. It's been kind of one of these markets that just doesn't want to go away right now. At least that's what I can see. What do you think, Zunaid?
I'm keeping an eye. Let me go back here because obviously I was paying attention to the interview. Let's see. All right, cool. We're up about 8%. On the ads that I had on my Amazon contracts, we're up about 32% from the dollar that we had. Still waiting. Let me go ahead and share my screen if I can. Apart from already got it up. Waiting for this 138 crack, man. Look, this is a 30-minute breakout that we've been waiting for. It came down, tested VWAP, gave us a heart attack. Now we're trying to climb back above 138. The breakout that I want is from that 138, break that 138.50s, and then hopefully we can go ahead and get the 139s. As long as this EMA goes ahead and holds on that 10-minute trend, I will go ahead and be in this. But again, make sure for your portfolio's sake, you go ahead and take profits. Don't be greedy. Take those singles and doubles. And, that we can avoid having ramen in case this thing plummets down.
All right, we'll see what happens there. Let me take off that banner there. Let me focus in on what's going on out there right now. Technology still taking lead. The Qs are ripping. Yeah, Qs trying to get through the high. They've already gotten through the earlier high. I put in some tops here on the 5 minutes. Let's see if we get through 320.75. Penn coming on back there. DraftKings staying into the green there, baby. Now 1635s. We'll see what happens with DraftKings. If it can keep going on up closer towards the 17, I'll probably just take all the profit today. I won't be mad if I can get it on up there. This is now higher than 16%. We're looking to make at least, if I can make 20% on this, that's a monster trade for me, I think. So we'll see what happened there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Caleb, yeah, I saw your question, and there's only so many questions that I personally have, and I try to get from the chat as well. I apologize for not being able to ask that one. And sometimes it's also, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I have to make a judgment decision on the spot if the question is kind of troll or if it's, you know what I mean? Not saying yours was, I'm sure it was definitely legit, but I just have to make that quick decision because I want to make sure I'm respectful to the interview and the interviewer as well, and the interviewee rather. So my apologies, Caleb, for not being able to get that question in, but follow the stock. Hopefully the conference tomorrow goes well and, you can get some more insight about them, and keep an eye on Benzinga Pro for any updates in the next months, 2 months, 3 months, whatever long it takes to get some new insight from that company there. But I'm going to go ahead and change back into my sweater that I was wearing earlier. But hopefully AB has some good insights as well. I'm sure he has some YOLO's chat that he's going to take to go ahead and end the week here.
All right, let's have some fun here. We got about 6 minutes left. I'm willing to take a trade for 6 minutes here. Let's do it. We got 1, 2, 3. A little pullback there. Let's see if we can get a little pullback here. What the hell? Let's go for it. Long Tupperware, baby. The top. Taking the shot there, guys. Just got in there at the 58s, 57. So 957. We're going to risk off this 945 level. Seeing some bottoms down here. Actually, 42 is going to be the stop because it's the low of the day there. A couple bottoming charts here. Let's see if it can bounce back up to VWAP, and then we'll sell some there at the 1075. But that's a huge move if it can get up there, more than a point. So let's see if we can just rip right back up there. That'd be about 12% move up.
Amazon back above 138s, but I'm going to head out, Mitch. I'll see you Tuesday, and hopefully this Amazon can make us some money, pal. See ya.
We'll see what happens. All right, man. There goes Zunaid. I'm sticking around here. I'm getting on out of here in about 2 minutes here. I'm going to see if this TUP can come back on up here. Let's take a look at the trade. Still in that DraftKings. We're going to keep holding that, but I wanted to see if this Tupperware could just start ripping back here. Let's see if we can get that push back here. There's a nice little lift there towards the 63s. Saw somebody add there 1,000 shares, 62s. Let's see if this can really start pushing. Need some more share size to come back in here. Some bigger buys, some bigger fish. All right, we'll see if it takes that next leg up through the 60s and starts coming on back there. But definitely, it's been one of those days where the dash for trash has been working well. There's been some kind of these cheaper names making moves on up. That's why I'm playing here. But recreational vehicles doing really well today. Take a look at some of those. CWH, Camping World Holdings. Look at that move in Camping World Holdings. Big move on up there, trying to hold the $31. What a pop back there. Camping World Holdings, CWH. All right, what other stocks are making moves here? Looks like department stores are up. KSS, JWN, Macy's trying to get back up there. DDS. We'll see if these can continue making moves. These are getting a little bit of a bounce back today. Healthcare, Biotech was leading and continuing to lead. One that I was watching there early on was Moderna. And then we also saw Gilead. Look at that move on Gilead today. Straight up there. So good move there, guys. VRTX even turning back into the green. Big move up for Moderna today, about 14.9%. Another one that you guys could have been watching, BIIB, Biogen, getting a nice little lift. And then I was trading earlier in the day, NTLA, but that kind of stopped me out on the pullback. Here's TUP. Someone just added around there, maybe the 969s. I saw 3,404 shares go up there. Let's see if this can really start pushing back here. All right, what up? What TUP? What TUP? Let's go. Let's keep it going, guys. All right, is it a long weekend? I don't think it is. I'll have to take a look. I don't think we have off on Monday, but we'll see. All right, what's going on out there, guys? Putting the tunes back on here. It's wrapping on up, but hey, let's see what we get here towards the end here. There's 15,892 shares going through there on TUP. So somebody is taking a look at this trade just like I am. All right, close my SoFi, had it through earnings. Not a bad play there, Quantum. That was a big push up there on the earnings. We'll see if SoFi can continue, but it did get up there towards the $8 today and was just back at 622 a couple days ago. So 2 days ago, really. 28% on that. Not a bad move. Bit of a tech gamma squeeze. Could be it, Jonathan. I mean, definitely we're still seeing strength out there. That's for sure. Trying to get through those highs. Just wondering if we're going to top out here or not. Let's bring the heat. Bring the heat. We'll see what happens there. I know some people are watching it. I mean, 15,000 shares is no joke. If someone took that position in the 68s, they're getting probably the pressure put on them right now. Just pulled back to the 960s. I'm letting it test my entry there. It'd be okay. I want to see it come right back up through that 970. My open P&L just went green after 6 months red. Well, Caleb, well, congratulations, my friend. Welcome back. Fastly, says Lord Byron. Let's take a look there. Fastly, nice little lift off this VWAP there. Not a bad trade there. 5 minute held there. Pushing back towards the high. Getting on back some of this software application. When to jump in SoFi at, you say at 12? Well, the biggest thing for me on SoFi is there's a big kind of area here where it consolidated, right? And so you could see it on the chart where we're consolidating between the 13 and around the 11s, and then it just flushed through 10. So I think you could get some selling up there, and then eventually really, because some people are stuck, get through that, and then you'll see SoFi come back. But it's going to take a while, I feel, for SoFi really to come back to, let's say, $20. There's some spam. They try to get it in me when I'm looking away at the charts, but let's keep going, guys. All right, so it's 11:30. I'm going to get on out of here, bring you guys on over to Benzinga Live with AB, of course. We'll see what happens there in Tupperware and what happens with DraftKings and Penn. I'll keep up with you guys like always. Smash the thumbs on up. I'll see you guys tomorrow right here on Live Trading with Benzinga, and we're going to keep killing it just the same way we've been doing all week. Let's go, baby.
Check.